Earlier this afternoon, from Home TV 18, we saw how they take a package and then they put another package on it and double the cost of packaging, and that's required for the supply chain. So does the supply chain demand more packaging? So this is the interesting question that arises, and it all ties up with a very important environmental issue that as packaging and supply chain people we have to look at, is the issue of sustainability. So as a special feature towards the end of this afternoon, we have got a session on less packaging, how less packaging can be good packaging. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Sibsankar Maji to come and tell us a bit about less packaging and how we should keep that into mind while designing our packaging and supply chain. Mr. Sibsankar, please come. Mr. Sibsankar has been in the packaging field for more than 12 years. He has a wealth of experience in packaging development, quality control, procurement and logistics. He is also a postgraduate in packaging and marketing. He started off his packaging career with one of the biggest paperboard packaging converters in India, and has worked with some reputed national international companies with business interests in food, FMCG, cosmetics and retail. His rigorous work on packaging helped businesses improve their packaging quality, optimize packaging cost, innovate new packaging, and develop suitable packaging processes. He was awarded the India Star in 2004 for 2 innovative food packaging initiatives, one for material innovation and other for eco-friendliness. He is committed to develop the best packaging in a highly competitive global packaging market, and less is the ideal platform to deliver his aspiration. So we are all very interested to know how we can reduce packaging and yet be effective. Mr. Sibsankar.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Just one minute. Good evening, everyone. It's a great privilege to be here with all of you, and the opportunity I have got to deliver the presentation on optimizing packaging and reducing waste. I am extremely thankful to Mr. Deepak to have the opportunity in this fantastic packaging event. I hope that after this session, you would be able to take away some good thoughts, and for that, let's see how meaningful I can make this session in terms of supply chain efficiency, cost effectively to improve sales and profitability. So welcome again. Our aim is to reduce packaging and create a greener world responsibly. In terms of the total session, I have structured in this way. 5 minutes I would take you through a video, 10 minutes the presentation, followed by 5 minutes question answer session. As a rule, I would solicit at least 3 questions from the audience towards the end of the session. So let me start with the video. So get more from less. I hope you have enjoyed this movie. So our philosophy is we love packaging, we hate waste. In terms of whatever we do for this universe, we do for major three entities. The clients who are very much willing to save money and also want to parallelly be greener. The environment which is groaning under the weight of the discarded waste, and the consumer who is frustrated with over packaging. We have these values and positionings with our approach to any packaging solution. We're unbiased, motivated, independent, innovative, and experienced. We have the right culture to any packaging solution. In terms of the culture, we mean that we help the clients to understand that packaging is not an unwanted cost, it should be a value-driven innovation. We have certain mechanism we always try to adopt while providing any packaging solution. We call it pre-cycling rather than recycling. What does it mean? It's basically foresight, not hindsight. Whenever there is a packaging required for any new product or any existing product, so we consider certain variables during the packaging development stage rather than thinking on that during the recycling stage. So that during recycling you have less waste generated and you have minimal impact on the entire supply chain. So these are the factors we always consider during the pre-cycling approach. The packaging and the product development, consumer, commercial, compliance, brand synergy, merchandising, multi-channel, environment, supply chain, production packaging process, supply base, packaging performance, and stock loss. So we try to consider as many as factors from this list while developing any sort of packaging for any particular product category. In terms of our packaging culture, we never consider packaging and product as a separate entity. It's basically a single entity. So the moment we actually treat them separate entities, so it creates lots of problems, especially in the supply chain. So we have always primary few focus areas. For example, that we always try to have the proper briefing of the product and the packaging before we start any packaging development. Try to gain the cost breakdown of the product as well as the packaging. And always try to let the packaging reflect the product and the brand. We try to measure suppliers by their ability to deliver their elements, and we try to control the quality for both the elements, supplier as well as the packaging, within one particular standard. In terms of again our culture, we help the clients to identify true cost to the packaging. Most of the times our clients don't understand what is the true cost to the packaging. So they just consider only the packaging cost, but you need to consider several other parameters in terms of the cost. It could be your not only the unit cost, it's the supply chain cost, it could be the transportation cost, the handling cost, the damages and the stock losses. So that will actually help you ultimately to calculate the true cost to the packaging. So whatever development you do in a particular packaging, so you need to calculate it, be very particular about that. Now I thought it would be very useful to showcase some of the case studies we have done for some global brands. Just to brief you, the Lace Packaging is a basically UK-based packaging optimization consultancy firm. So we are mostly working with the international retailers, for example, Tesco, Carrefour, Kingfisher, Morrison, B&Q, Castorama, Target, Sears. And in India, we have been for the last 1.5 years. So I thought probably it's better to showcase some of the case studies we have done for those global brands for you to have a that proper understanding what we actually do for them. Let's start with Marks and Spencer. You know that lingerie is the one of the biggest department for Marks and Spencer globally. They are the one of the biggest retailer in the European market. So if you see here, what we have done for the lingerie packaging, we developed this kind of molded cups, which is 100% sustainable. It's made out of bagasse. So earlier they were using tissue paper. So by doing so, we are able to reduce the cube by 25%, cost 20%, and 10% carbon reduction. So they can, because it's been through proper nesting in the master packaging. So they are able to save a lot of space in the supply chain. Next is another computer for Marks and Spencer. See here, what we have done is a very interesting case study. Here the product is a basically combination of toaster and another that electronic item kettle. So what happened? They tried to develop a packaging which is useful, which can be utilized for both the channels. One is the direct channel through the store, another is the e-commerce, means the your what you call that through online, right? So what we did, they actually wanted to have a same packaging. It's not a separate for e-commerce and another for the direct selling through the store. What we know that in e-commerce, always the packaging should have better protection because it goes through multi-channel. So we developed this packaging in such a way. This is the proposed which we developed, and that was the existing actually. Sorry. So we tried to develop this inner fitments in such a way which held the product to suspend within the master packaging, the retail packaging, and has minimum damages. So by doing so, we are able to reduce the cube by 11.3%, 28.3% weight reduction, 13.7% cost reduction, and the blank size reduction 17.5%, reducing the blank from where the packaging, actually the retail packaging, is being produced. Next, Tesco, which is another biggest client for us, second biggest after Walmart. Now what we have done, we picked up the entire toy category, is called carousel toy, from their shelves. During the store audit, normally we pick them up and try to evaluate. So what we did, it was actually basically frustration, I should say it was not a frustration-free packaging for the consumer. They are very much frustrated with the cable ties, screws, all those inside the mono carton, and they need to take it out before taking the toy out of the packaging. So what we developed a die-cut packaging without any cable tie or screws inside that, and which are not sustainable according to them. Now this packaging is 100% sustainable, just a cardboard, basically printed cardboard. By doing so, we are able to reduce the cube by 5%, 15% weight reduction, 100% now sustainable without any metal screw and plastic ties. And this is the last case study for quite heavy item. It's for furniture, which is almost a weight of around 85 kilograms. Earlier they had two components, one for the slack, another for the headboard and tailboard, and lots of EPS, the expanded polystyrene, which we normally call thermocol, was being used here. You can see this white color, the EPS, lots, and just taking a lot of space. So what we did, we unitized this packaging. So we combined these two components in single packaging and removed EPS, replaced by corrugated fitments. You can see this, all these materials are basically cardboard and corrugated board without any EPS. So by doing so, we are able to reduce the Q at 3% weight reduction, 20% damage. We are able to reduce the cosmetic damages a lot by doing so, and 15% is the carbon reduction because of the replacing this EPS by cardboard and corrugated board. So there are a few of the case studies. I have actually couple of case studies for India, what we have done for some popular brands in the consumer durable industry, then retail, and with some other brand owners, but due to the contractual obligation, I could not share these case studies. So I thought probably this would give you some idea about what kind of developments we do to have the sustainable and also the packaging optimization. Now, yeah. So, sorry, before I can go for the question and answer session. So lace packaging is basically currently it's situated in 3 locations across the world. Followed by UK, we have that another office in Hong Kong. It takes care of China, Southeast Asia, And India office takes care of South Asia, and we are having another office in America. It's just opened for North America especially. So that's all from my side. Now the question answer session, please. At least 3 questions from the audience. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, there should be at least one.
Yeah, please don't let him down. Please.
So in India, you said you can't contractually share, but what market?
Well, okay. I can tell you that I cannot take the basically the particular brand name. This is for DTH, direct to home, set-top boxes. So for this particular brand, and so number 1 now in India. So probably you must have understood, like, no, right? So for them, all the these are basically imported mostly from China and Southeast Asia country. So they are actually all the new set-top boxes. The packaging are being developed by us, and also for the existing packaging. Then we have done for consumer durables, especially some that electrical items. Then we have done in textile.
So you have a consultant team working out of India?
Yes. So we have the engineering team, we have the project team, but we have a small team. It's a five team members so far, but with a capacity around 22 team members. The way the business grows, but it's mostly driven by the international business, like the Marks and Spencer, for example. That Marks and Spencer in India with the Reliance, and also the international business. So entire packaging process is being managed by us and bit of Tesco. So that
and when you handle packaging materials, do you do only paper and board, or you do aluminium, glass?
Okay, yeah, good question. Actually, I should say so far whatever we have done, 100% paper board and corrugated board based. But UK office that handles a bit of that plastic one, especially for food packaging, but very I think small amount. Hong Kong and India especially that this sustainable packaging, especially paper board.
Mostly paper.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the core area basically for us. So wherever the mono carton or corrugated box cartons are being used, so there actually we have this expertise.
Be very careful, the printers will then take out a hit on you.
So that's the reason actually as a question, if they have any question in mind. Actually this is a win-win situation for the brand owners and the persons like us, and we are working in between them, the packaging supplier, the product suppliers, and the retailers or the brand owners. So very independent approach without promoting any particular printer. It's just very the expert opinion which will help to optimize the packaging and improve the supply chain efficiency the way you saw these case studies. Sorry. Please. Okay, no, we'll definitely love to work on food packaging. In fact, we had some queries recently, and in fact, yeah, I'll definitely would be very willing to work on the food packaging. But so far, we have kept that constrained us within that particular substrate. Maybe in future, we'll look forward. Sorry, pardon once again. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I think that definitely there is an opportunity area. In fact, for Tesco Express, which you probably may be aware of in UK. So our UK office is doing bit of, but not too much. But again, it's mostly the retail cartons, I should say, retail packaging for foods.
So
okay.
Third question.
So, yeah.
Third question from me.
I still have time, sir.
So just third question.
Okay.
What are you planning to do for the home TV 18 and online retail, where they put a package and then they put another package on top?
Yeah, exactly, sir. That is, I think, pain area. What we have been contacted by the e-commerce companies for example, like Amazon is there. This is through UK office. We have done couple of projects in e-commerce, and which is it's not different the way these companies like Home Shop TV18 or Flipkart or Jabong.com they are doing. The example I showed you, for example, that Next. So we are doing a lot for Next. Even Marks and Spencer, they have e-commerce business, and also for Carrefour. French company, one of the biggest in France. So there we have delivered couple of projects, and we are very much confident that would be able to do similar kind of projects in India as well. So we are already in touch with some of these companies, and this is like the future in retail. So that way.
Great.
All right. Thanks for your attention. Yep. Thank you.